The Snow Queen. Long ago, in a quiet little town where winter was long and summers were short, lived two poor children named Kay and Gerda. Their houses stood side by side, and between their windows grew a small garden of roses in wooden boxes. Though they were not related by blood, their hearts were tied with love and friendship stronger than family. Every morning, they greeted each other with smiles, and every evening, they sat under the moon telling stories and dreaming of faraway lands. High above the world, there once existed a broken magic mirror made by dark powers. This mirror had an awful spell. It showed only the bad and ugly in everything. A powerful wind shattered it into millions of tiny pieces that scattered across the earth. Whoever got a piece in their eye saw only darkness in the world, and whoever got it in their heart became cold and cruel. One snowy evening, as Kay was looking out of the window, a sharp pain struck his eye and chest. A tiny piece of the evil mirror had entered his eye and heart. From that moment, his nature slowly changed. He laughed at Gerda's kindness, mocked the roses, and found joy only in cold and snow. Gerda was confused and heartbroken, not understanding why her best friend had become so distant. One winter day, while Kay was playing with his sled in the frozen street, a magnificent white sleigh appeared beside him. A beautiful lady, tall and shining like ice, sat inside. She smiled gently and wrapped him in a cold kiss that made him forget warmth, love, and memory. This was the Snow Queen. In a blink of an eye, she carried Kay away into the endless frozen north. Days passed, then weeks. Gerda waited by the roses every day, hoping Kay would return. People said he must have drowned in the river or frozen in the snow. But Gerda's heart refused to believe he was dead. One morning, with tears in her eyes and courage in her heart, she set out alone to find him. Her journey was long and full of trials. First, she reached the river and asked the water if it had taken Kay. The river carried her little shoes away, but Kay did not return. She continued walking until she met a strange old woman who lived in a magical garden where flowers bloomed forever. The old woman tried to make Gerda forget Kay with enchanted blossoms, but when Gerda saw a red rose, her memories rushed back, and she ran away again. Stronger than before, Gerda reached a grand palace where a kind prince and princess lived. Thinking Kay might be there, she told them her story. They felt pity for her and gave her warm clothes, golden shoes, and a royal carriage to help her continue her search. But once again, Kay was not there. Still, Gerda did not give up. Soon after, in a dark forest, Gerda was captured by robbers. Among them was a wild little robber girl who had never known love or kindness. When she heard Gerda's story, something soft awakened in her heart. She freed Gerda and gave her a loyal reindeer to carry her to the frozen north, where the Snow Queen lived. Through raging snowstorms, icy winds, and endless white deserts, Gerda traveled on the reindeer's back. Many times the cold tried to break her, but every time she whispered Kay's name, her heart grew warm again. At last, after many dangerous nights, she reached the Snow Queen's palace, a terrifying castle made completely of ice and shining like glass. Inside the icy halls, Gerda found Kay sitting alone on the frozen floor. His skin was pale, his eyes empty, and his heart completely frozen. He did not recognize her at all. He was trying to solve a cold puzzle made of ice pieces, unaware of the love standing before him. Gerda ran to him crying, wrapped her arms around him, and let her warm tears fall onto his frozen face. Her tears melted the ice shard in his heart, and the mirror piece fell from his eye. Suddenly Kay blinked. His memory returned. He saw Gerda, the roses, their childhood, and their love. He burst into tears, and with those tears, the last of the magic was broken. At that moment, the Snow Queen's palace cracked with loud sounds. The walls of ice shattered, and her power disappeared into the wind. The Snow Queen herself vanished into the snowstorms, never to return. Holding hands, Kay and Gerda stepped out of the icy prison into the soft light of the sky. Their journey home was long but peaceful. Along the way, they helped villagers trapped in winter, warmed lost children, and shared their story of love defeating cold magic. Wherever they went, snow melted a little faster. On their return, they passed rivers that now reflected sunlight instead of ice. The birds returned, flowers bloomed, and people smiled again. Gerda and Kay slowly realized they were no longer children. They were brave souls shaped by struggle and hope. At last, they reached their little town. The roses between their windows were blooming brighter than ever before. Their families welcomed them with tears of happiness. That day, the town celebrated not only their return, but the victory of love. Over the coldest darkness, Kay looked at Gerda and said, "You crossed the frozen world for me." Gerda smiled and answered, "Because love never freezes." And so they lived their lives together with kind hearts, teaching others that true love, faith, and courage can melt even the strongest ice in the world. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel.